What up, Cucks? It's your boy, The Hater, up in this piece. Before we get started, I just want to say a quick thank you to Omni W, who gave your boy $10 for no reason whatsoever as a super thanks. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? The Hater's never been in it for the money, but the Hater loves the money, motherfucks. So keep it coming, Cucks. Give the boy some money. You know what I'm saying? Just kidding, though. I hope everyone enjoys my videos. I do it for the fun, but I do appreciate that people are taking notice of the Hater's hard work. Another one who did the same thing, Platinum Winged Seraph is his name-o, I believe. Was it Platinum Winged Seraph? I don't remember the long names. You know, it could have been Platinum Winged something else. It is Platinum Winged Seraph, who also gave the Hater $10. I do appreciate that, motherfucks. You know, more than you guys know. I'm not even joking about that last part, because it really does feel good to be given money, which is a form of validation, for something that you didn't ask validation for, right? You see what I'm saying? It's not just the money, which is great, which I love money, but it's not that, motherfucks. It's the fact that people are taking note. So if you want to give the Hater money, the Hater will not fight you for it. Shout out to you two. I do appreciate it. It made me very happy because it made me feel like what I'm doing is being heard, motherfucks. All right, now let's get to the fucking, what's it called? Topic at hand, right? The topic at hand is all this backlash, you know what I'm saying, that people are experiencing from Cucky Rhodes not winning the title. You know, the Hater's getting texts from his friends. The Hater is seeing things on YouTube videos. The Hater is seeing things on message boards. The Hater is getting emails, motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? And the Hater cannot help but think, do these people not understand how wrestling works? Think about it, Cucks. Think about it. Like I said last night, the Hater believes that Cody Rhodes losing is the best thing that could have happened to Cody Rhodes. Now, the reason why people are upset is because, in my opinion, they have been conditioned into wanting immediate results. The attention span of humanity keeps going down on average every couple of years, if you ask your boy, right? People got used to things like Kofi Mania and Daniel Bryan winning the title, right? But let your boy tell you this, right? You had Kofi Kingston, all of a sudden the fans are behind them. He wins the world title, great moment, we're told, right? Oh, what a great moment for Kofi Kingston. Now, the Hater actually did appreciate that Kofi Kingston got the title, because he's someone that, you know, if anyone should be a champion that hasn't been a champion, it should be someone like Kofi Kingston, who has put in his hard work, right? But, in my opinion, it was very poorly done, right? It wasn't presented like he deserved it. It was presented like the fans forced the hand, right? Same thing with Daniel Bryan. Batista wins the Rumble. They put Daniel Bryan in the main event. Daniel Bryan beats Batista, beats Orton, beats Triple H. Now we have two champions, Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston. Ask yourselves, Cucks, what did Daniel Bryan do the next WrestleMania? Huh. I'll tell you, motherfucks. I'll tell you. In the next WrestleMania, he was in the opening match, which was some sort of ladder match involving people like Luke Harper and Zack Ryder, right? Wrestling for the Intercontinental title. In other words, the entire push that Daniel Bryan got led to fucking nothing. You know what I'm saying? It led to nothing in the long term. Think about it. What did it lead to? What did it lead to, right? Daniel Bryan being back to the mid-card, fighting for the title? I'll never forget it. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, the guy that closed WrestleMania 35, or whatever it was, 30, WrestleMania 30, that guy is now opening WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Like, could you imagine if The Rock did that? If 1 year The Rock is main eventing against Stone Cold, and then the next year he's in the opening match against Taka Michinoku? You know, no, that would never happen, because he's a real star. And one of the reasons why he's a real star is because it was not forced. The Rock grew organically into a main eventer. You see what I'm saying? That's what I got to say about that. Now, let's look at Kofi Kingston. What did he do after WrestleMania? I think it was 35, right? Where he won the world title against, ironically, Daniel Bryan, right? What did Kofi Kingston do after that? I mean, he had like something of a title run. You know, he did, right? But what did he do next WrestleMania? What match was he in? What gem was he in? Well, the Hater remembers. And the match that he was in was, once again, a ladder match, motherfucks. A ladder match. It was a triple threat against one of the Usos, I believe Jimmy Uso, and John Morrison, right, to determine the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champion. So he went from the World Champion to being in a match and losing that match against John Morrison and Jimmy Uso for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team titles. Think about that. Think about that. Do you want that for Cody Rhodes? You Cody Rhodes fans? The three of you that are still around? Is that what you want? Do you want Cody Rhodes by next WrestleMania to be feuding for the US title against like a debuting Trick Williams? Is that what you want? Do you want him to be wrestling fucking Madcap Moss in the opening match next WrestleMania or in the pre-show? Is that what you want? No, motherfuckers, you don't want that. Because that renders, in my opinion, their WrestleMania moment, quote unquote, meaningless. Who gives a flying fuck if Daniel Bryan won the titles at WrestleMania? First of all, he'd already been champion several times by then. Number one. Two, Kofi Kingston, same thing. Who cares if he won the title at Mania? Wouldn't it have been better if Kofi Kingston lost the title match at Mania, and then by next Mania, he was the main eventer, and he was a real main eventer? Do you want, in other words, do you want Cody Rhodes, to the fans, do you want him to be the next Kofi Kingston, the next Daniel Bryan, or do you want him to possibly be the next Randy Orton? Now, we all know that last thing that I just said is basically a joke because he's never going to be the next Randy Orton. But do you want him to have a few years of main eventing before he invariably becomes Stardust again? If so, then this is the right move. Because if he just beats Roman Reigns, who gives a fuck? Eventually he's going to lose to like Braun Breaker, and that's going to be the end of that. You see what I'm saying? So this is the right move. And anyone that is against it just doesn't understand wrestling, in my opinion. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people did start watching wrestling after WrestleMania 30, you know? Oh, I like Daniel Bryan, he brought me back, you know what I'm saying? But good for them. But the reality is what the reality is. This does not make for good wrestling. It's just that simple, cuckolds. It's just that simple. Now ask yourself this. Ask yourself this final question, motherfucks. You know what I'm saying? If if Cody Rhodes were to win, would he even have the fans? Would he have the support of the fans in a month or two? He would come out tomorrow and they'd say, you deserve it, which would not be true because he just won 6 matches and then the 7th match would be like a WrestleMania main event. So he definitely doesn't deserve it. He left the company and started a rival promotion. How does he deserve it? Why? Because he beat Darby Allin, right? Doesn't make any sense. So would the fans stick with him or turn on him? Obviously, they turn on him. Now they can capitalize a bit more on Cody Rhodes' journey, right? The journey is just as important as the payoff. And that's what people don't understand. Every great WrestleMania moment that is a WrestleMania moment, or forget that, every moment that is noteworthy and memorable has been characterized by repeated failures until that moment, right? Think about it. Ask yourself, what's more memorable? Kofi Kingston beating Daniel Bryan for the title, or Christian Cage, or just Christian I should say, beating Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship? What's more memorable? Ask yourself, seriously. What's more memorable, motherfucks? Adam Page finally becoming world champion because the fans wanted it? Or Mark Henry finally becoming world heavyweight champion in a dominant storyline where the whole thing was Mark Henry's taking himself seriously and he's destroying everybody? Hall of Pain, motherfucks. What's more memorable? In my opinion, Mark Henry and Christian winning is much more memorable because it was characterized by repeated shortcomings. Christian had to leave the company to become a world champion, and he did so in TNA. Even though he was like one of the most over guys ever when he was in WWE, right? Mark Henry had been for years relegated to teaming with people like MVP, who suck ass, right? And being the second guy in tag teams. Oh, what's Mark Henry doing tag teaming with Evan Bourne? You know what I'm saying? No, Mark Henry should be destroying these jobbers. And he finally got his payoff. And it was memorable, motherfucks, because he beat Randy Orton for it in a decisive manner. You know what I'm saying? And he earned it. He earned it by putting in the hard work. Now, I'm not saying that people have to earn everything that are given. That's ridiculous. But in order for it to be meaningful, you have to earn it. So Cody Rhodes, if your goal is just to make Cody Rhodes a champion once, hey, make him a champion tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. Have him win on the Raw after WrestleMania. Have him beat Roman Reigns in the Raw after Mania. Great. Fantastic, motherfucks. Fantastic. You got another Kofi Kingston on your hands. But if you want it to be meaningful and memorable, you make him fail a few times. That's what they did. That's the entire point of the Roman Reigns reign, right? He's making people fail. So when someone beats him, first of all, it shouldn't even be Cody Rhodes. It should be someone who's good, right? It should be someone that deserves it and deserves the massive push that could come as a result. But just because you could get a massive push by beating Roman Reigns doesn't mean that that's all you need for the massive push. You also need to book the person correctly, cucks. Right? Edge, when Edge became a main eventer and he beat Cena, right? That was the day when he cashed in, he became a main eventer, right? But before that, he was already in the upper mid-card, feuding with people like Kane, earning other title shots, beating Jericho, you know what I'm saying? He was already doing main event shit. And that's what matters. You have to have that so that then when the person becomes a main eventer, they are undeniable. Cody Rhodes is still very deniable. Now, I personally thought that the way that this match was booked was great, but a lot of people seem to point fingers at Vince. Well, I got news for you, cucks. It turns out that Vince had nothing to do with it. As per an article that I read, the plan was made weeks ago, right? And Vince had nothing to do with it. Now, people said this as if it's like a negative thing. Like, they really believe, these arrogant asses really believe that they understand what's better for wrestling more than Vince. They really believe that their opinion that Cody Rhodes should beat Roman Reigns, if it were to conflict with Vince's opinion that Reigns should win, is better. Why? Why is yours better? Did you start a company that's now worth like $20 billion? Right? As far as up, or $10 billion, whatever it is, because they just got bought by Endeavor, right? Like, did you start this company? Are you a multi-billionaire because of wrestling? Did you essentially invent wrestling as what it is today and are copied by people all over the world, including New Japan, AEW, AAA, all that crap? Did you do that or did Vince McMahon do that? Oh, he's out of touch. Why? Why is he out of touch? Because you don't agree? Well, I got news for you, pal. If this were the Attitude Era, you also wouldn't agree. If this were the Attitude Era, you would think, oh, wait a second, why are Rock and Austin the champions? Oh, I want Dean Malenko and S.A. Rios to dethrone them. Oh, they deserve it more. Book it, Vince. So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. The right thing finally happened, right? This is like the first WrestleMania in a while, in my opinion, where the right thing has happened. Like, mostly. Like, don't get me started on Sami Zayn and all that stupid shit, but at least in the main event, the right thing happened. You can make an argument. You can make an argument that Brock Lesnar should have beaten Reigns last year because it's Brock Lesnar, right? And no shame in losing. It keeps things fresh. You can obviously make an argument that Edge should have won the title, but you cannot make an argument that after Roman Reigns beats Edge, forget about Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan doesn't count. He's like a fucking mid-carder. He shouldn't even been in the main event, right? That after Roman Reigns beats Edge and after he beats Brock Lesnar, that he gets dethroned by fucking Stardust? That's what you people want? Exactly, motherfucks. Get wrecked. The right thing happened, and we're all happy about it. And by we, I mean me, motherfucks. And I bet you the smart ones are happy about it. So there you go, cucks. Take care of yourselves and go fuck your mothers.